The day Umuora disappeared. A young man, sweat glistening under a single kerosene lamp, lifts an ancient wooden mask carved with fierce ancestral faces, cowrie shells, and swirling patterns that seem to move. The mask is heavy with history, red ochre streaks, raffia fringes, eyes hollow, yet staring. He mutters, just old thing, nothing go happen, and slips it over his face. A low guttural drumbeat echoes from nowhere, like distant talking drums gone mad, then silence. Absolute choking silence. Then imagine waking up to total quiet, no market, women shouting, no children playing, no Okada engines. Everyone you know, your entire family vanished. This is exactly what happened to Chukwuma in the village of Umuora. In the old days, before tarred roads, before electricity, before people learned to laugh at what they did not understand, there were villages that survived not by strength but by obedience. Umuora was one of them. Hidden between rolling hills and thick forests in eastern Nigeria, Umuora was the kind of place where time moved slowly, as if afraid to disturb something sleeping beneath the soil. At night, the crickets sang louder than the people spoke, and when elders cleared their throats, children listened. Because in Umuora, stories were not entertainment, they were instructions, and the most important instruction of all concerned, the mask, no one alive could remember when it arrived. The elders said it was already old when their own ancestors were born. Carved from Iroko wood so dark it swallowed light, the mask had many faces, some crying, some screaming, some smiling, in a way that made your skin crawl. Cowrie shells lined its edges like teeth. Its eyes were hollow, but no one ever doubted it could see. The mask was kept in a shrine deep in the forest, guarded by taboos thicker than chains. No one was to touch it. No one was to look into its eyes. And no one ever was to wear it, because the mask was not made for humans. It was made for something else. Chukwuma left Umora at 17. He was bright, ambitious, impatient, the kind of boy who asked why too many times. When the elders spoke of spirits and ancestors, he smiled politely but did not believe. Lagos cured him completely. By 32, Chukwuma had an IT job, a rented apartment, and a fiancée who laughed at village stories. When his father died, he returned home reluctantly, only because tradition demanded it. I'll stay 1 week, he told his fiancée on the phone, settle burial matters and leave. The village welcomed him with drums and tears, but something felt off too quiet. Children stopped playing when he passed. Elders watched him longer than necessary. Even the forest seemed closer, leaning inward like it was listening. On the third night after his father's burial, an old man named Ezenweye came to Chukwuma's compound. You are your father's last son, the elder said. There are things you must see. Chukwuma sighed. If it's about traditions, Baba. Your father was the last guardian of the shrine. That stopped him. Before Chukwuma could ask another question, the elder added, and now that duty is yours. They walked at dusk. The forest swallowed light greedily, the air thick with the smell of wet earth and rot. Crickets went silent as they passed. Even the wind seemed to avoid the path. When they reached the shrine, Chukwuma felt it before he saw it. Pressure, like invisible hands pressing against his chest. The mask rested on a raised stone, untouched by dust. Its cowries gleamed faintly, though no light reached it. This is nonsense, Chukwuma muttered. Just an artifact. Ezenwai turned sharply. Do not insult what keeps us alive. Alive from what? Chukwuma snapped. The elder hesitated, then said softly, from being noticed. That night, Chukwuma did not sleep. Dreams came, heavy, suffocating dreams. He saw people walking into the forest willingly. He heard drums beating under the ground. He felt hands pulling him downward. When he woke, his palms were stained red with soil. The next morning, the village gathered. An elder woman, blind and bent with age, spoke in a trembling voice. "The Guardian line is breaking," she said. "The city has eaten the sun." Murmurs rippled through the crowd. Ezenuwaye faced Chukwuma. Your father obeyed. His father obeyed. The mask feeds once in a generation. Feeds on what? Chukwuma asked. The blind woman turned her empty eyes toward him. On silence, she said. That was the moment Chukwuma decided to end the nonsense. That night, armed with a kerosene lamp and anger, he returned to the shrine alone. If fear controls you, he said aloud, it controls your future. He reached for the mask. The forest exhaled. The lamp flickered wildly. The cowries rattled like laughter. The ground vibrated, not violently, but rhythmically, like breathing. This is just wood, he whispered, and wore it. The moment the mask touched his face, Chukwuma was no longer alone. Voices flooded him, not speaking, remembering wars, sacrifices. Villages erased, so other villages could sleep peacefully. He felt hunger, vast, ancient, patient. The mask was not evil. It was necessary. The hum rose, shadows twisted, the forest bent inward, then nothing. Morning arrived without announcement. No roosters crowed. Chukwuma stepped outside. The village was wrong. Fires burned unattended. Pots boiled without hands to stir them. Goats stood tethered, bleating to no one. No people, not a single footprint leaving the village. Chukwuma screamed names until his throat bled. That's when he noticed his reflection in a puddle. He had no face, only wood. The blind elder appeared beside him. You finally see, she said calmly. Where is everyone? Chukwuma cried. She tapped the ground with her staff. Here, there, everywhere. The mask does not kill, she continued. It relocates. It hides entire communities inside silence, inside legend, so greater horrors do not find them. Chukwuma shook his head. Take it back. I don't want this, she smiled sadly. No one ever does. The mask chooses those who doubt, she added. Because belief can be broken, doubt must be taught. As the sun climbed higher, Chukwuma felt himself fading, not dying, but thinning. You will walk, the elder said, from village to village. When belief grows weak, when people forget, you will remind them. By doing what? He whispered. She placed a mirror before him. He saw the mask, whole, complete, satisfied. You will be the story parents warn their children about, she said. You will be the fear that keeps balance. And with that, Umuora vanished completely. Not even ruins remained. Till today, maps show nothing where Umuora once stood. But elders say if you walk deep enough into forgotten forests and hear cowries clinking without wind, run, because the mask is still hungry and belief is growing thin. If you want more ancestral African stories like this, subscribe, follow, share this story, because some stories are not fiction, they are memories waiting to be remembered.